Hey guys, this is Mrs. Lamphere, and in this video we're going to look at the final project. So I'm going to break this up into a couple different videos and go over a few things with you. A lot of this stuff you should be able to do on your own already, but I just wanted to kind of cover a few things and make sure we're all on the same page for how this project's supposed to work. So for your project, you need to research 4 different people who are famous in one of the following areas. So science, mathematics, politics, art, athletics. It could be music groups or musical artists, really anything your heart desires. Again, kind of like on the previous assignments, I'm not real concerned about the content of your websites. I'm more concerned about the function of your website. So, but you should be researching 4 people that are in the same area and who are famous so that you can get some good information on them. So in your research, you need to include the following. You need to find the date and place of birth or death, if they're no longer alive, for each person, some of their childhood experiences, some of their education background, and maybe some of their achievements. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a web page, like a website actually, and you're going to have a page for each person, and then you're going to have sub-pages for each person. So you'll have a page for each famous person that you research, and then you're going to have like a date and birth page, a childhood page, education, and achievements for each person. So this is going to be a big project. You should use at least 2 different websites for each person when you're doing your research. You'll need to take notes. Do not copy and paste. So read some information about them and take notes. Put it in your own words. Don't just copy and paste a bunch of stuff from Wikipedia. Web address, title of page, author, and date. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to represent. You will need to find images online and save them in your Unit 5 images folder. This is going to be key into making sure that everything links correctly. You should be having images folder inside your Unit 5 folder, and at least an image for each of the 4 people you're researching, at least one. Put copyright information in your notes as well, so as you're reading through all of these web pages and you're collecting images, you should have a web or a Word document open, and you should be typing in your information, the information that you're finding on each person, as well as all of the copyright information that you come across. So whenever you use an image or whenever you use a source, copy and paste that link directly into your notes so that you have it later in order to cite it on your website. Do not wait until you have finished your research to start the assignments for this unit. So you're going to be doing your research and collecting your notes and collecting your citations as you complete the different lessons. So keep that in mind. And these are all the different lessons we're going to complete. So this entire final project is broken up into several different assignments. The first assignment is going to be your planning page. So for this assignment, you're just making a blueprint or a big plan for how your website is going to look. Your website must have at least 9 pages. You can have more pages if you have enough information. Below is a possible layout of a site with 17 pages. So you need to kind of sketch a layout looking like this, kind of showing how you plan for your website to work and function. Decide what topic you're going to do and the people you want to research. Include that information in your plan. Use your graphics program or the drawing program in your word processing program to lay out your website. I would preferably, I enjoy using PowerPoint, and PowerPoint has some really great tools here that you could use in order to help you with laying out your website. So you could use something like this if you wanted to. You could use Microsoft Word and insert boxes and shapes in order to help you with organizing your website, and then you can type inside of these boxes. You can use, like your text suggests, a drawing program. It's really up to you. I wanted to show you a couple examples of what some of your classmates did. So this was one plan put together by Sarah. She laid out all of the different pages that she's going to include, where she's going to include images and navigation bars and all that stuff. She talked about who it is she's going to be discussing on each page, and then broke it down to their birth, education, achievements, and all of that. So this is a great example of Sarah's plan. Here is one of Ferris's plan. She's doing different authors, so she broke it down into several different web pages and what she plans to include. So for instance, the difference here, like Ferris is planning to put the birth, childhood, and education all on the same page for each author, whereas Sarah was planning to have a different page for birth and education. So that's kind of up to you. You need at least 9 pages, but if you want to put more information on one page, that's perfectly fine. And then finally we have one from, this is from Sarah Rendon. She's researching pop artists, Rich Hamilton, Andy Warhol, and she did a hand sketch, and that's perfectly fine too. I can still tell exactly how she has her web page laid out and what information she plans to include. So whatever is easiest for you in order to get your blueprints put together. So once you have your plan put together, save it as a plan doc or a plan txt in your Unit 5 folder. Also in your Unit 5 folder, make sure you have a folder for each person you're researching, and that way you can include the images and information for each person in their own folder. So this will be your first assignment. Your first assignment is just having these blueprints. So you'll want to zip your entire Unit 5 folder. You need to have, again, your 4 folders inside of it for each person that you are researching, named correctly, save it correctly, and that is the first assignment. So pretty easy there. On the next page, for the next part of this project, you are creating your CSS definitions. So you're going to, this is where you're going to define the look and the style, the text, the title, citations, the background, all of that you're going to define in your CSS, and you're going to create an external CSS in order to apply it to all of your pages. You'll want to apply formatting to the table for layout, such as border of 0. When you have finished defining your styles, export your style sheet. Save your CSS in your Unit 5 folder. Write an essay. This is just a short description explaining what your plan is for the look of your site. You should include the following. So just kind of tell me, along with the submission, tell me what background color you chose, the text color style, title color style. Just tell me what you chose and why you chose it. Maybe it goes with a certain theme you have in mind or whatever. Save your essay in your Unit 5 folder. And so you should have your CSS, your final.css external CSS sheet, along with this essay inside your unit folder. Zip the Unit 5 folder and submit. So in your essay, make sure you have no spelling and grammar errors. A couple paragraphs is fine. Make sure you cover all the information required in these bullet points, and you should be good to go for that assignment. If you can't remember how to do these CSS external style sheets in your WYSIWYG program, that InView program, make sure you're going back and watching the old videos. This is the video from Unit 4 where we create those external style sheets. This is the video where we actually apply those style sheets. So with this being the final project, I'm not going to demonstrate all of this again. You have access to these videos. You can rewatch them if you can't remember exactly how to do that part. Okay, for part C of section 1, this is where you're going to submit the research that you've been doing on your 4 individuals. So you're going to be turning in your notes and your graphics that you will be using on your final project. As you've been doing your research, you should have found information from at least 2 websites for each of your people. You should have at least 1 photo of each person, and you also have been keeping track of the copyright information. So I just wanted to show you an example of a student that's already completed this project. This is how she organized her notes. Very organized. Here's her first person, Leonardo da Vinci. Here's the first website she used to find the date and place of birth and death, and just a couple notes about that. Achievements, a couple notes about his achievements. Here's another website that she used. Here's some information on his childhood, his education, and that's it for Leonardo da Vinci. Then she moved on to Michelangelo, included information the website she found her information, and again, just a couple points about each of those topics for this person. So very well organized. This is what I would like to see from each of you. These are just, again, her notes that she collected as she was doing her research. Included the main points she wanted to include, 1 or 2 points per topic on each artist, and then her source for each of those artists as well. Make sure to also include your graphics in your Unit 5 Images folder. Resize graphics as necessary so that they're no bigger than 500 by 500 pixels. Rename them so that they don't have any spaces. Make sure all graphics are either JPEG or GIF, not PNG or bitmap. Save the documents as graphics.doc or graphics.txt. This is just explaining how to organize your notes. You can follow along with the example I just showed you. That would be great. And that is it for this assignment. So again, this assignment, you're just submitting your graphics and your notes to kind of show me that you're doing the research and you're on the right track. You'll zip your entire Unit 5 folder for this assignment and submit that as well.